Thank you, guys. This is not a strong suit of mine speaking to people, but I'm going to try to do my best. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rick Gard. This is my wife. Well, she's right here. Sarah Gard. I've got two beautiful kids, Levi and Ava, and to God's glory, I got another one on the way. You know, you talk about being an OG. Like, I remember a meeting with Craig down in Nashville at a coffee shop before we even met on Saturday nights here in Franklin. So it's been a long 7 years, but a joyful 7 years. You know, when Dave asked me to speak today, I said yes for two reasons. One, I hope that my experience, the things that I've gone through this last year, would be an encouragement to you guys, but also that it gives me an opportunity to give glory back to God. And so at the beginning of 2020, my wife asked me to go to a homeschool conference, and I did not want to go, mainly because I'd become very apathetic, very cumbersome to the things of God. And it just crushes my heart now because it just shows me Him bringing me along, Him restoring me. But let's see, I'm going to read this part because it makes it easier for me instead of... So while at this conference, he convicted me of four main things, and I'm going to go through the four of them. So the first one was, I had no sort of family worship in my home. I did not read the Word. We did not pray. I did not lead my wife. And God really just convicted my heart of that. And praise God for that, because then it led me to the opportunity to do those things. I didn't set up a time where we would read the Word together, we would pray together, and then we would talk about why we need Christ. You know, the second thing that he convicted me of was, my lack of prayer with him. You know, RGC gave a book out called A Call to Prayer by J.C. Ryle. You know, I read that book and I was utterly ashamed of how little I thought of God, as well as my need for him. You know, and reading that book and then going to that conference, it only solidified that. And it just showed that I needed him more than I realized. You know, and the third thing he convicted me of was just my lack of faith when it came to dealing with sin. You know, I was in this perpetual cycle of sinning, where I would sin, I'd be convicted of it, but then I'd ask God to forgive me, but I would try to somehow defeat it on my own outside of Christ. And it just was this perpetual cycle that I just stayed in until God really got me to a point, and again, through attending this conference, where I literally cried out to him for help. I had to trust him that he will meet me in my time of need, in any different circumstance, event, attitude, whatever it is, that he would meet me and would deliver me and help me get through that. And then the last thing was just he showed me how selfish I was. You know, I was not reflecting on the goodness of God and what he's done for me in my salvation. And I was more focused on advancing my own kingdom by getting a different job, by just trying to promote myself within the worldly measures. And it just really, God showed me how all that was for naught and how it wasn't giving him the glory he deserved. And today, I'm not a super Christian or anything like that, and far from it. But this last year has been an absolute blessing for us through this whole COVID environment, because he has shepherded us, he has brought us closer together. I mean, my wife can attest to this. I've read more books in the last 9 months than I did in the last 10 years. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, but again, I come today just hoping that you guys could be encouraged and blessed by what God has done in my life, and that it can be a blessing to you all. All right.